What's happening, everybody? Welcome in. We got back just in time. We've put in a whole bunch of food into my belly, and now we're ready to talk about Dungeons and Dragons. I am Thundercat0420. Over there is GM Patch Nasty, and we are going to be talking about the Paladin subclasses this week. But before we do that, I would like to talk about what we did last week. What did we do last week?
We made some NPCs for your one shot that we'll be doing something for on Saturday for. If you would like to see a snippet of that, go over to the Dysfunctional D&D YouTube and hear me rant about how lame Scott Summers is as a whiny, pissant teenager. But we also made potentially an NPC for Vandal's campaign and gave me plenty of ideas for what I'm going to do for when I do the one-shots.
Where do we find that stuff?
You can find that on Anchor FM, Spotify, Apple Podcasts for them ear potatoes, and then it's on Dysfunctional D&D's YouTube. Correct? That's the only place you can find the new episodes?
Yep.
Okay.
And yeah, for the videos, it's on the new Dysfunctional D&D. Right. I don't know why the links thing isn't working. Streamlabs is not hooked up anymore or something.
DD, it's broken.
Yeah, we got to figure. Well, let me write that down on the note.
There's a link tree below us. If you click there, that'll also bring you to all the doobly-doos. It's a very white page. You can't miss it.
I think I still have the clip from YouTube. Nope, that's not it.
Click the link tree on page, folks. Thanks, Wes.
Yeah, we had that. You can find us. All right, yeah. This week we're talking about paladins. We've talked about the actual class of paladins in a previous episode a little while back. Once again, go to Anchor FM to find that stuff. Spotify, all the good stuff.
Pretty sure that episode was in the teens, so that was an earlier episode.
So we will be working with the subclasses today because we didn't get into that during those episodes. So today we'll be going over the oaths for the paladin. Do you want to start?
Sure. I like to do things alphabetically. Plus, that's the way it.
Do you want to just like explain what the oaths mean?
So oaths are the ideals that paladins vow to upkeep. There are tenets of devotion. There are different aspects through each oath that kind of alters the way a paladin role plays, really. I've never really played a paladin, folks. I'm going to be honest with you. I just know they hit hard, and when you crit, you want to use your divine smite. That is the bread and butter for a paladin. I've DM'd for a couple of paladins. Yeah, I don't really know too much about them to divulge into the oaths. Oaths are basically like your DLC.
Yeah,
that make your paladin cooler.
You get it. Yeah, it makes your paladin vary depending on what you choose, and or if something's given to you, because there's an Oathbreaker one. We have the Sacred Oaths coming at 3rd level, like most of your subclasses get stuff at 3rd level, and then moving on, you get stuff as you go. Sacred Oaths feature at 7th. And then 15th.
Damn.
Well, you get your auras.
Yep.
So those are
your
different.
Aura protection.
Yeah. And then at 20.
Yeah.
So starting off, you have the Oath of Devotion,
aka Vanilla Paladin, as I like to call it. This is your source paladin. The book says the Oath of Devotion binds a paladin to the loftiest ideals of justice, virtue, and order, sometimes called cavaliers, white knights, or holy warriors. These paladins meet the ideal of the knight in shining armor, acting with honor in pursuit of justice and the greater good. Basically, to sum this all up, Superman. That is the ideal oath of devotion. I am here to protect the innocent, and I'm here to help for good. That it cries Superman to me. Like I won't kill people to get through other people. Um, but through the oath of devotion, you get tenets of devotion, as I was saying earlier. Though the exact words and structures of oath of devotion vary, paladins of this oath share these tenets: honesty, no lying, no cheating. Let your word be your promise. Courage, never fear to act, though caution is wise. Compassion, aid others, protect the weak, and punish those who threaten them. Show mercy to your foes, but temper it with wisdom. Honor, treat others with fairness, and let your honorable deeds be examples to them. Do as much good as possible while causing the least amount of harm. And then lastly, duty, be responsible for your actions and their consequences. Protect those entrusted to your care and obey those who have authority over you. It really sounds like we need one of these for the War for Garaxia team, because it sounds like that fucking paladin would bring us right into order real quick. But through this oath, you get spells that are always prepared, I believe. Yes, Mr. Paladin?
Yes, they come. They
Always
are
prepared.
always prepared, but they do cost as spell slots still.
Okay. So at 3rd level, with the Oath of Devotion, you get protection from good and evil and Sanctuary. 5th level, you get Lesser Restoration and Zone of Truth. 9th, you get Beacon of Hope and Dispel Magic. 13th, you get Freedom of Movement and Guardian of Faith. And lastly, at 17th, you get Commune and Flame Strike. Next, you get to use your Channel Divinity at level 2. This is where the level 3, I apologize. Cleric, we get him at 2.
Yep.
What no, is it? Yeah, we get that. I don't remember anymore. But this
Like a
is where the
cleric.
paladin, the paladin like melds with the cleric and the fighter. This is where it kind of becomes that holy hybrid, as I like to call it. So Channel Divinity, Sacred Weapon. As an action, you can imbue one weapon that you are holding with positive energy using your Channel Divinity. For a minute, you add your Charisma modifier to attack rolls made with that weapon with a minimum bonus of +1. The weapon also emits bright light in a 20-foot radius, dim light 20 feet beyond that. If the weapon is not already magical, it is now magical for the duration. You can end this effect as on your turn as part of any other action if you are no longer holding or carrying this weapon, or if you fall unconscious. The effect ends. Alternatively, you can also turn the unholy with your Channel Divinity.
Yeah, so
as an action.
Once again, with like the cleric, you have the turn undead feature. You get as a paladin, each paladin I think gets a different type of turn. Almost.
They do. They get different paladins have different things.
Yeah.
Different tenants as well, Fuzz. So this one is the goody two shoes. Just you wait until we get to the other paladins.
Oh, I get to do the next one. It's because I'm excited to talk about the next one.
You get to Alston. So as an action, you present your holy symbol and speak a prayer censuring fiends and undead using your Channel Divinity. Each fiend or undead that can see or hear you within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom save. If it fails the save, it's turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage. Notice a turned creature is not frightened. It's different because some things are immune to being frightened, like fiends and undead. A turned creature must spend its turn moving as far away from you as it can, and it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you, like being frightened. It also can't take reactions. For its action, it can only use the dash action to try to escape from an effect that prevents it from moving. If there's nowhere to move, the creature can only use the dodge action. Yeah, that's a lot of words for that first Sacred Oath part. You get a lot at 3rd level. Now we get to go into the Aura of Devotion at 7th level.
Yep.
Yes. So, your Aura of Protection, starting at 6th level, whenever you or a friendly creature within 10 feet of you must make a saving throw, it gets a bonus to the saving throw equal to your Charisma modifier. You must be conscious for this bonus. That's at 6th level. But at 7th level, the Oath of Devotion kind of augments it. You and friendly creatures within 10 feet of you can't be charmed while you're conscious. That's kind of clutch. I take it you might be doing the Paladin that may have an issue with his Oath Thunder.
No, I'm not actually.
Nope.
I'll be doing the Paladin that I got to play.
And now we scroll down to the next one, Purity of Spirit, for the Oath of Devotion. So, beginning at 15th level, this just happens. You are always under the effects of the protection from good and evil spell. If you don't know what that spell does,
so cool. They're just
until
like,
the
here.
spell ends, one willing creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures: aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. The protection grants several benefits. Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. The target can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against that relevant effect. You can't... Yeah. Fuck you, undead. And then lastly, the Holy Nimbus is the last one. Yes, the Holy Nimbus.
Like 20th level, once again, like getting to 20th level is such like a long like thing unless you make a 20th level character to start. But like getting here and being able to use like and not multi-classing and
That's
sticking
crazy.
with it and getting to this thing, the 20th level stuff is so much fun.
The Paladin has the best ones next to the Wizard. I think the Wizard's the best one.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Oath of Devotion. At 20th level, as an action, you can emanate an aura of sunlight. Not bright light, sunlight. For a minute, bright light shines from you in a 30-foot radius, and dim light shines 30 feet beyond that. Whenever a creature starts to turn in bright light, they take 10 radiant damage. In addition, for the duration, you have advantage on saving throws against spells cast by fiends or undead. You can use this feature once again after you finish a long rest. Not a lot, but
I mean,
typically,
hopefully it's not a vampire campaign.
Yeah, hopefully. It all depends, really. It depends. The DM, like, if you have a paladin, you're gonna want to throw the undead at it just to see if they remember to use their shit. Because if you have a paladin and a cleric who's not remembering to turn undead or use that radiant damage, that's on your player at that point. That's the Oath of Devotion. Good old Superman right there. Truth, justice, and the Garaxian way, I suppose.
Moving on to the next oath, we have the Oath of the Ancients. The Oath of the Ancients is as old as the race of elves and the rituals of the druids. Sometimes called Fey Knights, Green Knights, or Horned Knights, paladins who swear this oath cast their lot with the side of the light in their cosmic struggle against darkness, because they love the beautiful and life-giving things of the world, not necessarily because they believe in the principles of honor, courage, and justice. They adorn their armor and clothing with images of growing things, leaves, antlers, or flowers, to reflect their commitment to preserving life and light in this world.
A Boy Scout.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know who else, like, I don't know, Renaissance person, like maybe like a Leonardo da Vinci.
Da Vinci, I mean, you could go with like an activist, really, because I mean, it doesn't say they won't break the law to preserve it. So yeah.
Environmentalist.
Peter Paladin, my boy.
The Tenants of the Ancients. The Tenants of the Oath of the Ancients have been preserved for uncounted centuries. This oath emphasizes the principles of good above any concerns or of laws or chaos. Its four central principles are simple. Kindle the light. Through your acts of mercy, kindness, and forgiveness, kindle the light of hope in the world, beating back despair. Shelter the light. Where there is good, beauty, love, and laughter in the world, stand against the wickedness that would swallow it. Where life flourishes, stand against the forces that would render it barren. Preserve your own light, the light in song and laughter, in beauty and art. If you allow the light to die in your own heart, you can't preserve it in the world. And then be the light. Be a glorious beacon for all those who live in despair. Let the light of your joy and courage shine forth in all of your deeds. I mean, it was like the perfect oath for my character. Like Alston,
For those of-
Alston was like the best like character to play this paladin.
For those of you who didn't know, Alston is his Oath of the Ancients paladin who is in the Tomb of Annihilation. So it was very thematically appropriate that he was trying to save this jungle that was trying to eat him.
And not even that he was trying to say, he was trying to keep the light in the jungle alive, because all of the spoiler alert, undead people and dead that was happening. He was trying to bring it all back and save those people from all dying.
Save the jungle, save the world.
Yeah, and he went there to study all of the fauna and stuff and learn about all the place because it sounded like a beautiful area because he loves nature.
And left with a pet talking dinosaur.
Yeah, he has a new Stegosaurus buddy. So at the Oath of the Ancient spells at 3rd level, you get to have these always prepared: Ensnaring Strike and Speak with Animals. At 5th level, you got Misty Step and Moonbeam. 9th level, Plant Growth, Protection from Energy. 13th level, Ice Storm and Stone Skin. And at 17th level, Commune with Nature and Tree Stride.
Tree Stride's dope.
Yeah, we didn't get that far.
Nope. Nope.
But Speak with Animals was probably the biggest one for me.
It made me... Honestly, so Speak with Animals is one of those spells that like it flexes the DM's ability to creatively think, and what would a bird who's got an intelligence of 4 sound like now that it can talk to this person? Like, hi, oh, nope, there are things over there. They're shiny. I don't know what they are. They make loud bang noises.
Getting your channel divinity with the Oath of the Ancients, you get Nature's Wrath. You can use your channel divinity to invoke primeval forces to ensnare a foe. As an action, you can cause spectral vines to spring up and reach for a creature within 10 feet of you that you can see. The creature must succeed on a strength or dexterity saving throw, its choice, or be restrained. While restrained by the vines, the creature repeats the saving throws at the end of its turn. On success, it frees himself and the vines vanish. I didn't use that much because
dinosaurs.
Well, yeah, it's hard to like to hold down a dinosaur, or I was more worried about I wanted to use Turn the Faithless more, so I didn't want to use that one too much. Turn the Faithless. Your channel divinity to utter ancient words that are painful for Fae and fiends to hear. As an action, you present your holy symbol, and each Fae or fiend within 30 feet of you that can hear, you must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage. And it's basically the same exact thing as the other turn for the unholy. If the creature's true form is concealed by an illusion, shape-shifting, or other effect, that form is revealed while it is turned.
That's one exception, and then the other exception, it's Fae and fiends, not undead. Yeah. And yeah, that's a big...
but the hags,
it
worked on, you know what I mean? So it would have turned them into... Yep. Aura of Warding. At 7th level, you get the ancient magic lies so heavily upon you that it forms an eldritch ward. You and friendly creatures within 10 feet of you have resistance to damage from spells.
So, what he can't see right there, does it say what happens at 18th level on that page?
Yeah. Okay. At 18th level, the range of the sword increases to 30 feet.
Fuck you.
But spells...
Fuck you.
Oh, all damage from spells. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I save on the fireball spell, so I take half damage, and I'm standing next to Alston, Jabblefoot, Strong, Heart, Tarkleby. I just mixed up everything there, and I now take a quarter of that. I take half damage. Cool. Yep. So a 16 is now 8. Thank you, little gnome. Let's fuck shit up.
At 15th level, you get Undying Sentinel. So I mean, you would see Alston, this little gnome, run right up and start like fighting right next to the biggest guy in the group. Like he would be in the fighting because he knew that he could give you resistance on the spells, or he could take use Sentinel and block a hit, whatever it is. So because they took that for fighting style, but this at 15th level, when you are reduced to 0 hit points, you are not killed outright. You can choose to drop to 1 hit point instead. Once you use this ability, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. Additionally, you suffer none of the drawbacks of old age, and you can't be aged magically. So, like, you basically become a mini barbarian.
Half orc.
Or a half orc, half orc,
right there. Yeah. But no, having the fact that you don't have the drawbacks of old age, and then if you can tank a big fucking hit, like you can tank a Finger of Death. Yep. Oh, that would drop this down to 0. I have 1. Let's go, motherfucker.
Elder Champion at 20th level, you can assume the form of an ancient force of nature, taking on an appearance you choose. For example, your skin might turn green or take on a bark-like texture. Your hair might become leafy or moss-like, or you might sprout antlers or a lion-like mane. Using your action, you undergo a transformation. For 1 minute, you gain the following benefits. At the start of each of your turns, you regain 10 hit points. Whenever you cast a paladin spell that has a casting time of 1 action, you can cast it using a bonus action instead.
Fuck you.
Enemy creatures within 10 feet of you have disadvantage on saving throws against your paladin spells and channel divinity options. Once you lose this feature, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest.
Yup. That's mean. Oh, that's badass at last level. But you know what's more badass than that? Batman.
Vengeance Paladin.
Batman. Yeah. Well, I mean, the Oath of Vengeance is a solemn commitment to punish those who have committed a grievous sin. When evil forces slaughter helpless villagers, when an entire people turns against the will of the gods, when a thieves' guild grows too violent and powerful, when a dragon rampages through the countryside. At times like these, paladins arise and swear an oath of Batman to set right that which has gone wrong. To these paladins, sometimes called Avengers or Dark Knights, their own purity is not as important as delivering justice. Batman. So, Tenants of Vengeance. The tenets of the Oath of Vengeance vary by paladin, but they all revolve around punishing wrongdoers by any means necessary.
Right. Sorry, time out. Your favorite Batman, who is it?
Favorite Batman or favorite Bruce Wayne? Favorite Batman. Ooh, I really got high hopes for Robert Pattinson.
But no, we're not. No, he is not Batman yet. It hasn't been released yet.
Michael Keaton.
Yes.
Batman.
Yes.
George Clooney's a shitty Batman. George Clooney.
You think so? All right.
I know so. Seriously?
I guess so. I think Val Kilmer did a pretty good Bruce Wayne.
No, because he fucking tried to come out as Batman. Yeah. Harvey, I'm Batman!
That's why it was so
One
good.
fucking heard him. Fuzzrap's not wrong. Adam West is the only and forever will always be the one and true Batman.
There we go.
Here are your tenets for being Batman. I mean, the Vengeance Paladin. Fight the greater evil. Faced with a choice of fighting my sworn foes or combating a lesser evil, I choose the greater evil. No mercy for the wicked. Ordinary foes may win my mercy, but sworn enemies do not. By any means necessary. My qualms can't get in the way of exterminating my foes. And restitution. If my foes wreak ruin on the world, it is because I failed to stop them. I must help those harmed by their misdeeds. That's where it differs a little bit from Batman, because he killed the Joker.
Well, yeah, eventually.
Yeah, some point. Oath spells. 3rd level, you get Bane and Hunter's Mark. 5th level, you get Hold Person and Misty Step. 9th, you get Haste and Protection from Energy. 13th, you get Banishment and Dimension Door. 17th, you get Hold Monster and Scrying. It sounds like you get a lot to use in your little Bat Paladin utility belt.
You got all this crazy technology. You have to figure out how to make them all. By Hunter's Mark, you you shoot a GPS at them and it sticks to them, and you're I know
it's the locating batarang.
Yep.
So
hold person.
channel divinity.
You shoot the fucking thing up and it
Bat
catches
rope.
them by their legs. It's like
Scrying, it's just a telescope. Channel divinity, you can add to your enemy. As an action, you present your holy symbol and speak a prayer of denunciation. Using your channel divinity. Choose one creature within 60 feet of you that you can see. It must make a wisdom saving throw unless it's immune to being frightened. Fiends and undead have disadvantage on the saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is frightened for 1 minute or it takes still image. While frightened, the creature's speed is 0 and it cannot benefit from any bonus to its speed. It's going fucking nowhere. Or you can use the other channel divinity, which is just as badass. Vow of Enmity. As a bonus action, you can utter a vow of enmity against a creature you see within 10 feet of you using your channel divinity. You gain advantage on attack rolls against the creature for a minute until it drops to 0 hit points or falls unconscious. Woof. That's... Ow. All right. Rounding right into 7 after you get your aura, the bat aura now does this. By 7th level, your supernatural focus helps you close off a foe's retreat. When you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, you can move up to your half your speed immediately after the attack as part of the same reaction. This movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. So, if something tries to run away from you, you can try and cut it off at the pass, which is kind of dope. Or you can stop somebody from running away and then hit him with a whole person. 15th level, you get the Soul of Vengeance. Starting at 15th level, the authority which you speak your vow of enmity gives you greater power over your foe. When a creature under the effect of your vow of enmity, which was the bonus action one, makes an attack, you can use your reaction to make a melee weapon attack against that creature if it's within range. So if it's trying to hit you and it's already been vow of enmity, you can preemptively smack that motherfucker because it's been vow of enmity.
But first off,
yeah,
obviously the vow of enmity is just says, "I'm Batman," and that's all he says.
Yep.
Who are you, man?
I'm vengeance.
Where are you? Behind you.
Over here. And then finally, at 20th level, you turn into Batman. You become the Avenging Angel. At 20th level, you can assume the form of Batman. Using your action, you undergo a transformation for 1 hour.
You are really a Batman.
You're Batman. Wings sprout from your back and give you a flying speed of 60 feet. You emanate an aura of menace in a 30-foot radius. The first time any enemy creature enters the aura or starts its turn there during a battle, the creature must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become frightened of you. Yep. Attack rolls against the frightened creature have advantage. Literally, you turn into Batman for an hour and you go into Predator mode in the fucking Arkham Asylum games, and you just, is there something around me?
I was thinking like
Batman.
It looks like you look like the one from the Christian Bale one with all the scarecrow gas, where they're all like everyone's afraid of him when they see him, just when they look at him. That's what I see at the end.
Honestly, out of the PHB stuff, the Batman is probably my favorite Paladin, because I read that while you were doing your Oath of Ancients. I'm like, that's fucking Batman. And let's see, what do we got next? The Skag one.
I think we actually should talk about the Oathbreaker.
Oh, you want to talk about what happens if you don't follow your tenants?
Well, they talk about it in the PHB. There's a big green spot here. Breaking your oath.
Yeah. Oh boy. We don't talk about that. That's when you become like Batman's dad in Flashpoint.
Right. Or you become Superman after Lois gets killed.
Injustice? Yes, that's a good one. Go on.
A paladin tries to hold to the highest standards of conduct, but even the most virtuous paladin is fallible. Sometimes the right path proves too demanding. Sometimes the situation calls for the lesser of two evils. And sometimes the heat of emotion causes a paladin to transgress his or her oath. Paladin who has broken a vow typically seeks absolution from a cleric who shares his or her faith, or from another paladin of the same order. The paladin might spend an all-night vigil in prayer as a sign of penitence, or undertake a fast or similar act of self-denial. After a rite of confession and forgiveness, the paladin starts fresh. Kind of sounds like the Vox Machina. So I'm not going to tell anything else, but like Ashley Johnson's little...
Pikey poo.
Yep. If a paladin willfully violates his or her oath and shows no sign of repentance, the consequences can be more serious. At the DM's discretion, an impotent... I can't say that word. Impotent, that's how... Yeah, the T messed me up. An impotent paladin might be forced to abandon this class and adopt another, or perhaps to take the Oathbreaker Paladin option that appears in the Dungeon Master's Guide.
I do not recommend that. I would make them pick a whole new class. Typically,
kind of
Oathbreakers.
Kind of the Ford.
Kind of.
Like he went from the warlock to the
warlock to a paladin. Yeah.
Kind of like take away the paladin, maybe become a fighter because you at least have combat still. That kind of thing.
Or an Eldritch Knight.
What page is the...
The DMG has it on page 97. As you're looking that up, I'll tell the lovely listeners what they get as for spells as an Oathbreaker Paladin. At 3rd level, you get Hellish Rebuke and Inflict Wounds. At 5th level, you get Crown of Madness and Darkness. 9th level, you get Animate Dead and Bestow Curse. 13th, you get Blight and Confusion. 17th, you get Contagion and Dominate Person. You can already tell right there, that's a nasty little spell list that you get given to you on a silver fucking platter. Continue on, my friend.
An Oathbreaker Paladin is a paladin who breaks his or her sacred oaths to pursue some dark ambition or serve an evil power. Whatever light burned in the paladin's heart has been extinguished. Only darkness remains. The paladin must be evil and at least 3rd level to become an Oathbreaker. The paladin replaces the features specific to his or her sacred oath with the Oathbreaker features. And we went over the spells. Yeah, I think as a DM, you have to kind of really like think about what you want to do about it and how you want to go about doing this. Because
talk to the player.
It's tough to have an evil character in a party with not like-minded characters. Or it could be something in the background that you don't know about. Channel Divinity. You get Control Undead. As an action, the paladin targets one undead creature he or she can see within 30 feet of them. The target must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the target must obey the paladin's commands for the next 24 hours or until the paladin uses this Channel Divinity option again. An undead whose challenge rating is equal to or greater than the paladin's level is immune to this effect. Dreadful Aspect. As an action, the paladin channels the darkest emotions and focuses them into a burst of magical menace. Each creature of the paladin's choice within 30 feet of the paladin must make a wisdom saving throw if it can see the paladin. On a failed save, the target is frightened and of the paladin for 1 minute. If a creature frightened by this effect ends its turn more than 30 feet away from the paladin, it can attempt another wisdom saving throw to end the effect on it. So, I mean, that's cool. You get a couple buddies.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's where you're stealing my minions, and I don't take you're appreciative of that. So that paladin, when you deal with the big bad evil guy, is mine.
Oh, what about?
What are you doing with these good people?
What about?
I can give you so much more.
Oh, yeah, that's true. What about like you're a good paladin. You're like these undead come, and you're like I beseech you. And you say something real cool, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, what's up, man? And they like walk over and like stand behind you. And your party's like, weren't they supposed to be afraid of you? Nope. I'm the
They're now my
Oathbreaker.
homies.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real hard going places if you got a fucking paladin with an army full of skeletons.
Yep.
Because that immediately screams, okay, no, I don't want any of this dude. Nope. What do you get at 7th?
At 7th level, you get Aura of Hate.
Yeah, great. That sounds lovely.
The Paladin, as well as any friends, any fiends. I'm sorry, not friends, fiends.
No, yeah, fiends.
Best fiends.
Best fiends.
Starting at 7th. Starting at the 7th level, the Paladin, as well as any fiends and undead within 10 feet of the Paladin, gain a bonus to melee weapon damage rolls equal to the Paladin's Charisma modifier, minimum of 1. A creature can benefit from this feature from only one Paladin at a time.
I hate myself.
So you're
Finish
like,
off this class. I got it.
You're like, what's up, bro? I got my buddy over here. He's just an undead zombie walking around with me. He also gets bonus on melee attack. Thanks. 15th level, supernatural resistance. The Paladin gains resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage from non-magical weapons. That's cool. And then the Dreadlord. At 20th level, the Paladin can, as an action, surround himself or herself with an aura of gloom that lasts for 1 minute. The aura reduces any bright light in a 30-foot radius around the Paladin to dim light. Whenever an enemy that is frightened by the Paladin starts its turn in the aura, it takes 4d10 psychic damage. Additionally, the Paladin and creatures he or she chooses in the aura are draped in deeper shadow. Creatures that rely on sight have disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures draped in the shadow. While the aura lasts, the Paladin can use a bonus action on his or her turn to cause the shadows in the aura to attack one creature. The Paladin makes a melee spell attack against the target. If the attack hits, the target takes necrotic damage equal to 3d10 plus the Paladin's Charisma modifier. After activating the aura, the Paladin can't do so again until he or she finishes a long rest.
Told you. DMs, talk to the players about being an Oathbreaker and exclaim how you don't want to do this because they are evil characters. An aura of hate is not something that players should be using. The Dreadlord is something the players should not be using. Make them a fighter.
There's also a way for atonement. There's a little blurb in the DM's guide that says if you allow a player to choose the Oathbreaker option, you can later allow the player to atone and become a true Paladin once again. The Paladin who wishes to atone must first shed his or her evil alignment and demonstrate this alignment change through words and deeds. Having done so, the Paladin loses all Oathbreaker features and must choose a deity and a sacred oath. With your permission, the player can select a different deity or sacred oath than the character had previously. However, the Paladin doesn't gain the class features specific to that secret oath until he or she completes some kind of dangerous quest or trial, as determined by the DM. The Paladin who breaks his or her sacred oath a second time can become an Oathbreaker once more, but can't atone.
Correct. Yeah. It's that's why I've never played a Paladin. It's one of those things that I gotta stick to my guns on. Like,
Can't be a chaotic character.
I could, depending on the Paladin.
True.
But like the player's handbook ones, there's not a lot of room for chaoticness. Except for Vengeance. Because then I can be chaotic good and I can fucking go crazy. Just make sure the bad guys go dead. But Skag, you get one that's called the Oath of the Crown. It sounds hoity-toity. I have yet to start reading it. But the Oath of the Crown is sworn to the ideals of civilization, be it the spirit of a nation, fealty to a sovereign, or service to a deity of law or rulership. The paladins who swear this oath dedicate themselves to serving society, and in particular, the laws that hold society. So they're a cop. They're basically cops, from what I can read. Often paladins who swear this oath are members of an order of knighthood in a nation of sovereign. Yeah, cops. Tenants Tenants of the crowd. Law. Law is paramount. It is the mortar that holds the stones of civilization together. It must be respected. Loyalty. Your word is your bond. Without loyalty, oaths and laws are meaningless. Courage. You must be willing to do what's done for the sake of order, even in the face of overwhelming odds. If you don't act, then who will? Be all that you can be in the Army National Guard. Responsibility. You must deal with the consequences of your actions, and you are responsible for fulfilling your duties and obligations. Yeah, this is an easy paladin right now that I'm reading for the tenants. Spells. 3rd level, you get Command and Compelled Duel. 5th, you get Warding Bond and Zone of Truth. 9th, Aura of Vitality and Spirit Guardians. That's handy. 13th level, you get Banishment and Guardian of Faith. 17th level, you get Circle of Power and Gaius. Gaius is a handy spell. It kind of can wipe people's memory of you even being there. Your channel divinities are, you have Champion Challenge. As a bonus action, you issue a challenge that compels other creatures to do battle with you. Each creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, a creature can't willingly move more than 30 feet away from you. This effect ends on the creature if you are incapacitated or die, or if the creature is more than 30 feet away from you. And you also have Turn the Tide. Another bonus action, you can bolster injured creatures with your channel divinity. Each of your creature of your choice that can hear you within 30 feet of you regains hit points equal to 1d6 plus your charisma modifier. Each creature of your choice. There's no restrictions on that. That's kind of crazy. It's a lot of people. That's handy. I've never read this one. Starting at 7th level, though, you get Divine Allegiance to go with your Aura of Protection. When a creature within 5 feet of you takes damage, you can use your reaction to magically substitute your own health for that of the target creature, causing the creature not to take the damage. Instead, you take it. This damage to you cannot be reduced or prevented in any way. Handy. 15th, Unyielding Spirit. You have advantage on saving throws to avoid becoming paralyzed or stunned. Easy enough. And Exalted Champion. At 20th level, your presence on the field of battle is an inspiration to those dedicated to your cause. You can use your action to gain the following benefits for 1 hour. You have a resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical weapons. Your allies have advantage on death saving throws while within 30 feet of you. That's good to have. You have advantage on wisdom saving throw, as do your allies within 30 feet. That's for an hour?
That's amazing.
That's 20th level stuff.
I'm gonna say you don't even need the
Heroes Feast, or anything else. Yeah. Well, Heroes Feast, you eat it and then you have it. This is, you have to be 30 feet within the person. So that cuts a little bit of mobility off. But at 20th level, that's crazy. All right, what do we got next? We got Xanathar, because I got Skagged. Let's see, we've got Redemption, Conquest. Yeah, that's it. You got page 37.
Page 37.
Paladin's Rocks. Loves me a Paladin. I've once again yet to play one. I might have to now.
I had a blast playing mine, so. Paladin, Sacred Oaths, Oath of Conquest. Tenants of Conquest. Oh, let me read the little blurb. The Oath of Conquest calls to paladins who seek glory in the battle and subjugation of their enemies. It isn't enough for these paladins to establish order. They must crush the forces of chaos, sometimes called night tyrants or ironmongers. Those who swear this oath gather into grim orders that serve gods or philosophies of war and well-ordered might. Some of these paladins go as far as to consort with the powers of the nine hells, valuing the rule of law over the balm of mercy. The archdevil Bel, warlord of the Vernus, counts many of these paladins, called Hell Knights, as his most ardent supporters. Hell Knights cover their armor with trophies taken from fallen enemies, a grim warning to any who dare propose them and in the decrees of their lords. These knights are often most fiercely resisted by other paladins of this oath, who believe that the Hell Knights have wandered too far into darkness. So there's like that like line right there of the oath breaker of a paladin. Like, that's pretty cool.
You can become an oath breaker and then be good.
Basically, yeah, right?
Yep.
The Tenants of Conquest. Douse the flame of hope. It's not enough to merely defeat an enemy in battle. Your victory must be so overwhelming that your enemy's will to fight is shattered forever. A blade can end a life. Fear can end an empire. Rule with an iron fist. Once you have conquered, tolerate no dissent. Your word is law. Those who obey it shall be favored. Those who defy it shall be punished, as an example to all those who might follow. Strength above all. You shall rule until a stronger one arises. Then you must grow mightier and meet the challenge, or fall to your own ruin. Cool. Sounds like
Conquest mean.
Yeah.
Mean.
Sounds like they'd
paladin.
be like hobgoblins. A hobgoblin paladin. That would probably be the one they pick.
It's a good one.
Let's see. 3rd level, you get Armor of Agathith and Command. 5th level, you get Hold Person and Spiritual Weapon. Bestow Curse and Fear at 9th. 13th is Dominate Beast and Stone Skin. And 17th is Cloud Kill and Dominate Person. Those are some pretty good paladin spells. Channel Divinity. You get Conquering Presence at 3rd level. You can use your Channel Divinity to exude a terrifying presence. As an action, you force each creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you to make a Wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, a creature becomes frightened of you for 1 minute. The frightened creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turn, ending the effect on itself on a success. You also get Guided Strike. You can use your Channel Divinity to strike with supernatural accuracy. When you make an attack roll, you can use your Channel Divinity to gain a +10 bonus to the roll. You make this choice after you see the roll, but before the DM says whether it attacks or misses. That's pretty cool. Then you just dump all your spell slots into the attack.
Yes, sir.
Because it hit, finally.
All of
them. Starting at 7th level, you constantly emanate a menacing aura that while you're not incapacitated. The aura extends 10 feet from you in every direction, but not through total cover. If a creature is frightened of you, its speed is reduced to 0 while in the aura. And that creature takes psychic damage equal to half your paladin level if it starts its turn there. At 18th level, the aura increases to 30. So if you use your Conquering Presence, frighten everybody within 30 feet when they start their... You're going to give them at least 7 damage.
Yup.
Or whatever, not 7, 4 damage. You know what I mean?
Round up.
Yep. But they also can't run. They also can't move, so they have to start in your aura again.
Yep. Here comes the pain.
Starting at 15th level, those who dare to strike you are psychically... Yep, I said that right. Psychically punished for their audacity. That's such a good line. Those who dare to strike you are psychically punished for their audacity. That's so good. Whenever a creature hits you with an attack, that creature takes psychic damage equal to your charisma modifier, minimum of 1, if you are not incapacitated. That's pretty good. There's your rebuke.
Yes, sir.
And at 20th level, you get Invincible Conqueror. At 20th level, you gain the ability to harness extraordinary martial powers. As an action, you can magically become an avatar of conquest, gaining the following benefits for 1 minute. You have resistance to all damage. When you take action on your turn, you can make 1 additional attack as part of that action. Your melee weapon attacks score a critical hit on a roll of 19 or 20. And once you use it, you can't use it again until a long rest.
That's handy. It's a handy little class right there. That's the Oath of Conquest.
Yeah, let me tell you what Xanathar has to say about it. Conquest sounds cool. You have to leave your house to do that? Because I've got a lot of fish named Sulgar. I've got a fish named Sulgar, and I can't be away for too long. It gets real sad.
I mean, you could. But moving to the flip side of that coin, the Oath of Redemption is a little bit different because you're a holy weapon who's used for peace and violence is a last resort. Paladins who dedicate themselves to this oath believe that a person can be redeemed in the path of benevolence and justice is one that anyone can walk. These paladins face evil creatures in the hopes of turning their foes to the light and slay their enemies only when such a deed will clearly save other lives. If I were going to multi-class as Ironhide, this would be the oath that I would pick as a paladin. The tenets include peace. Violence is a weapon of last resort. Diplomacy and understanding are paths to long-lasting peace. Innocence. All people begin life in an innocent state, and it is their environment or the influence of dark forces that drives them to evil. By setting the proper example and working to heal the wounds of deeply flawed world, you can set anyone on a righteous path. Patience. Change takes time. Those who have walked the paths of the wicked must be given reminders to keep them honest and true. Once you have planted the seed of righteousness in a creature, you must work day after day to allow that seed to survive and flourish. Wisdom. Your heart and mind must stay clear, for eventually you'll be forced to admit defeat. While every creature can be redeemed, some are so far along the path that you have no choice but to end their lives for the greater good. And any such action must be carefully weighed and the consequences fully understood, but once you have made the decision, follow through with it, knowing your path is just.
I think for some reason I just felt like this was going to be the longest.
Yeah.
Like the longest one out of all of them.
It's a hard class to play. That was like peace. I was like, oof. But your spells, they do enable you to do the peace option. Because then Sanctuary is a very, very peaceful spell. Sleep is also one that's super handy at low level. At 5th level, you've got Calm Emotions and Hold Person. 9th is Counterspell and Hypnotic Pattern. 13th is Autoluke's Resilient Sphere and Stone Skin. And then 17th is Hold Monster and Wall of Force. So, it's doable, especially with your channel divinities that you also get. Emissary of Peace allows you to use your channel divinity to augment your presence with a divine power. As a bonus action, you grant yourself a +5 to charisma persuasion checks for the next 10 minutes. And with Rebuke the Violent, you use your channel divinity to rebuke those who have used violence. Immediately after an attacker within 30 feet of you deals damage with an attack against a creature other than you, you can use your reaction to force the attacker to make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the attacker takes radiant damage equal to the damage it just dealt. On a successful save, it takes half as much damage. Doable. With the Aura of the Guardian, another lengthy one. Starting at 7th level, you can shield others from harm at the cost of your own health. With a creature within 10 feet of you takes damage, you can use your reaction to magically take damage, take that damage instead of the creature taking it. The feature doesn't transfer any other effects that might accompany that damage, and this damage can't be reduced in any way. And at 18th level, the Aura increases to 30 feet.
Just chill back and don't fight people. Yep. Just be like, no, you don't. That's I'll take that one. No, I'll take your hit.
Take that hit. Oh, and then I'll just put my hand on myself for that next turn. And oh, look at that. The wounds are healed. Oh, that sucks. That barbarian's got full health, and I'm sitting back here, and you're about to be fucked.
Yep.
Aura of the Guardian. We've got Protective Spirit at 15th level. A holy presence mends your wounds in battle. You regain hit points equal to 1d6 plus half your paladin level if you end your turn in combat with fewer than half your hit points remaining and you are not incapacitated. So you're already regaining HP at 15th level. And finally, at level 20, the Oath of Redemption, the Emissary of Redemption. At 20th level, you become an Avatar of Peace, which gives you 2 benefits. This just happens, by the way. You have resistance to all damage dealt by other creatures, their attacks, spells, and other effects.
Everything.
When a creature hits you with an attack, it takes radiant damage equal to half the damage you take from the attack. If you attack a creature, If you attack a creature, cast a spell on it, deal damage to it by any means but this feature, neither benefit works against that creature until you finish a long rest. So, at 20th level, you can essentially make them hit themselves and say, stop hitting it. Come on, dude.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this.
I really don't want... Dude, stop doing this. You're hurting yourself more than me. Come on, man.
All right. Xanathar has this to say about redemption. Redemption. So you feel bad about having done something, and then you have to do something to feel better? Why don't you just kill and eat someone? That always makes me feel better.
Yeah. I mean, not wrong.
Whoa.
And now we got two that I have not read anything about.
Me neither.
Good old Tasha.
All right. Sacred Oaths. We got Oath of Glory. Tasha has to say...
Going in with an Oath of Glory!
Tasha has to say, you're it. You're the winner of the Cosmic Fortune Lottery. Oh, and you're going to tell absolutely everyone all about it? Just great. Paladins who take the Oath of Glory believe they are and their companions are destined to achieve glory through deeds of heroism.
Oh my god, it's delusional. It's the delusional hero. All right, folks, we're going to go in there and we're going to win this fight for the Galactic Alliance. Why? Because you've got me.
They train diligently and encourage their companions, so they're all ready when destiny calls. Oh man, what a fucking asshole.
Oh boy.
Tenants of Glory. Actions over words. Strive to be known by glorious deeds, not words. Challenges are but tests. Face hardships with courage and encourage your allies to face them with you. Hone the body. Like raw stone, your body must be worked so its potential can be realized. I feel like this would have been a good multi-class for Can-Do.
Yeah.
Discipline the soul. You must marshal the discipline to overcome failings within yourself that threaten to dim the glory of you and your friends. Spells. The spells. At 3rd level, you get Guiding Bolt and Heroism. 5th is Enhance Ability and Magic Weapon. 9th is Haste and Protection from Energy. 13th is Compulsion and Freedom of Movement. And 17th is Commune and Flame Strike.
This is every Disney hero. I'm sorry, keep reading the Channel Divinity and prove me wrong.
Channel Divinity. Peerless Athlete. As a bonus action, you can use your Channel Divinity to augment your athleticism for the next 10 minutes. You have advantage on strength, athletics, and dexterity acrobatics checks. And you can carry, push, drag, and lift twice as much weight as normal. And the distance of your long and high jumps increase by 10 feet. This extra distance costs movement as normal. And then you also get Inspiring Smite. Immediately after you deal damage to a creature with your Divine Smite feature, you can use your Channel Divinity as a bonus action and distribute temporary hit points to creatures of your choice within 30 feet of you, which can include you. The total number of temporary hit points equals 2d8 plus your level in this class, divided among the chosen creatures however you like. Ah, look as I jump, father!
Look! Let me slay this beast! You, come on then!
Aura of Alacrity. Alacrity. You emanate an aura that fills you and your companions with supernatural speed, allowing you to race across a battlefield in formation. Your walking speed increases by 10 feet. In addition, if you aren't incapacitated, the walking speed of any ally who starts their turn within 5 feet of you increases by 10 feet until the end of that turn. When you reach 18th level, that range of the aura increases to 10 feet.
You can Scooby-Doo run places. I love it.
I just picture it being like an anime. It's like all the fighting's going on around you, and they're all running in a triangle, like straight towards towards the bad guy. Glorious Defense at 15th level. You can turn defense into a sudden strike. When you or another creature you can see within 10 feet of you is hit by an attack roll, you can use your reaction to grant a bonus to the target's AC against that attack. potentially causing it to miss. The bonus equals your charisma modifier, minimum of +1. If the attack misses, you can make one weapon attack against that attacker as part of this reaction, provided the attacker is within your weapon's range. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your charisma modifier, minimum of once, and you regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. That's pretty friggin' cool.
Yeah.
And then at 20th level, you're a living legend.
You're a legend, Harry.
You can empower yourself with the legends, whether true or exaggerated, of your great deeds. As a bonus action, you gain the following benefits for 1 minute. You are blessed with an otherworldly presence, gaining advantage in all charisma checks. Once on each of your turns, when you make a weapon attack and miss, you can cause that attack to hit instead. If you fail a saving throw, you could use your reaction to re-roll it. You must use this new roll. Once you use this bonus action, you can't use it until you finish a long rest, unless you expend a 5th level spell slot to use it again. That's cool.
Ooh boy.
I like that they added that extra little part in.
Okay. So that's an interesting fucking oath. So I have another a weird one. It's called the Oath of the. Oh, you have a blurb.
I have a blurb from Tasha about the Oath of the Watchers, which Patch will talk about in a second. These paladins aren't at all up to what I expected. Worse, they send home your party's best guest.
So, the Oath of the Watchers binds paladins to protect mortal realms from the predations of extraplanar creatures, many of which can lay waste to mortal soldiers. Thus, the Watchers hone their minds, spirits, and bodies to be the ultimate weapons against such threats. Paladins who follow the Watcher Oath are ever vigilant in spotting the influence of extraplanar forces, often establishing a network of spies and informants to gather information on suspected cults. To a Watcher, keeping a healthy suspicion and awareness about one's surroundings is as natural as wearing armor in battle. So, these are your crackpots, your skeptics, the people who wear the tinfoil hats, which I kind of want to play one now, because the tenets are vigilance. The threats you face are cunning, powerful, and subversive. Be ever alert for their corruption. So I could just be a crazy person who believes in random shit and just make sure I'm always on my toes. Loyalty. Never accept gifts or favors from fiends or those who truck with them. Stay true to your order, your comrades, and your duty. Discipline. You are the shield against the endless terrors that lie beyond the stars. Your blade must be forever sharp and your mind keen to survive what lies beyond.
You're fucking Constantine.
Yeah. Kinda. Yeah. Except they come from below. You're a little bit like Constantine and Doctor Strange.
Yeah, he's stopping the people from coming from other places.
You're the Paladin perfection, as opposed to the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yep.
So your oath spells at 3rd level, you start getting your Paladin of the Watcher oaths spells. You have Alarm and Detect Magic. 5th level is Moonbeam and See Invisibility. Interesting couple of choices there. 9th level is Counterspell and Non-Detection. 13th is Aura of Purity and Banishment. And then 17th is Hold Monster and Scrying. Your Channel Divinities. You gain the following Channel Divinity options. Firstly, you get Watcher's Will. Use your Channel Divinity to invest your presence with warding power of your faith. As an action, you can choose a number of creatures you can see within 30 feet of you up to a number equal to your Charisma modifier. For 1 minute, you and the chosen creatures have advantage on Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma saving throws. Handy. So that's a lot of like mentally fucking with you magic. They have advantage with. And then the next one is Abjure the Extraplanar. You can use your Channel Divinity to cascade unworldly beings. As an action, you present your holy symbol, and each aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, or fiend within 30 feet of you that can hear you must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is turned for a minute or until it takes damage. A turned creature must spend its turns trying to move as far away from you as it can. It can't willingly move within its space within 30 feet of you. It has to dash or try to escape. Blah, 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 blah. We
Normal
covered that earlier.
thing, yeah.
Normal frightened, except it's called turned for the fact of frightened. But the aura of the sentinel is mean. You emit an aura of alertness while you aren't incapacitated. When you and any creatures of your choice within 10 feet of you roll initiative, you all gain a bonus to initiative equal to your proficiency bonus.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's
At
cool.
18th level, it increases to 30 feet. 15th level, you get the Vigilant Rebuke. You've learned how to chastise anyone who dares wield beguilements against you and your wards. Whenever you or a creature you can see within 30 feet of you succeeds on an intelligence, wisdom, or charisma saving throw, you can use your reaction to deal 2d8 plus your charisma modifier force damage to the creature that forced the saving throw. Right? Get inside my mind, will you? Pew! And lastly, the Oath of the Watchers, the Mortal Bulwark. You manifest a spark of divine power in defense of the mortal realms. As a bonus action, you give the following benefits for a minute. You gain True Sight with a range of 120 feet. You have advantage on attack rolls against aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, and fiends.
Decent.
When you hit a creature with an attack roll and deal damage to it, you can also force it to make a charisma saving throw against your spell save DC. On a failed save, the creature is magically banished to its native plane of existence if it's currently not there. Bye. Let me hit you with my banish be gone, bitch. If on a successful save, the creature can't be banished by this feature for 24 hours. Once you use this bonus action, you can't use it again until you finish a long rest, unless you expend a 5th level spell slot to use it again.
Which is so cool.
Honestly, thematically, that's kind of fun. That's a paladin. That's paladins. I want to say, I mean, it's any class really. You work with your DM to get the story going, so you can use some of that shit.
Yeah.
Paladins are pretty cool. Got your lay on hands for all of them. You got your divine smite for all of them, and then you got all that lovely stuff that augments your paladin to make it yours.
That was fun, learning some new stuff. I learned some new stuff because I don't know all about the paladins that much.
I knew dick all about at least the ones in Tasha's and Xanathar's because I don't really play paladins that much. So it was fun to learn about it, and now I kind of want to play one, but who knows?
Cool. All right. What do we got going on? Friday, we have
War for Garaxia.
9:30. We are finally got the Dream Puncher moving. That was a tough episode last week for the characters.
Was it?
I mean, it was rough for Malcolm. It was rough for Malcolm. Making decisions when he's not really a decision maker. Check it out on YouTube. We have a new Dysfunctional D&D page on YouTube. We also load them up on Anchor as well, and Spotify for podcasts. That's at 9:30 p.m. on Friday. Saturday, we're going to be doing like a session 0 prequel to the one-shot / couple of session campaign I plan on running for the Garaxia crew. So that should be around 9:30. I think we'll be putting that on stream. We might do a back. No, they're dropping on the 6th. 5 days. 5 days from now. Sunday. All of the previous episodes will be dropping on YouTube on Sunday. We have up to episode 5, I think, up there. Or 5 will be up there tomorrow. So, yeah, check that out. Come join us on Discord. Join us on Twitter, Patreon. We have some stuff on Patreon. We're going to be trying to do a lot of stuff Dungeons and Dragons related, I think, lately. And we got a lot of stuff going on. What do you got going on?
A lot of stuff. Destiny 2 stuff. I've
Okay.
been bitten by the Destiny 2 bug, and I'm staying on top of it. So, it's been fun. I've actually had fun playing Destiny. It's hard to say and hard to believe. The content has not gotten stale yet. Let me knock on wood right there, real quick.
Yeah, our shoutouts aren't even working. We got to link it
Fucking
back up.
stream
I think.
elements. God, bruh.
Thank you for modding Fuzz, even though none of our shit ever works.
Would it be dysfunctional if it did? What do you got going on this week anyway?
Tomorrow I'll be streaming at some point. I'm going to be playing Battletoads for Throg. He did another redemption, Sega Genesis Battletoads. So at some point I'll be playing that tomorrow. I also have some other stuff.
Thank you, Fuzz.
I also got some other games I want to play. I want to start doing more retro games, but I think I'm going to do retro sports games. So
Tony Hawk. Those games suck.
For PlayStation?
Look at the badges, dude. You have to 100% all the levels with every character.
I used to fucking crush that game, but I wouldn't be able to do all characters. Like, that's just too much work.
It's hard.
Vandal? Yeah, Vandal, what's happening? Other than that, I mean, Sunday and Wednesdays is when I'm streaming. If I stream any other times, it'll be random. Those are random streams for me. And we'll be back on Tuesday here.
Yay! Talking about the things that lurk in the deepest corners of your mind. That thought that sometimes maybe something's watching you from just over your shoulder that you can't see it. We're talking about Eldritchian horrors, the mind flayers, the illithids and their kind.
That's right.
Yes, those we're talking. I love mind flayers a lot.
6:30 p.m. Eastern next Tuesday. And
not gonna lie, I'm kind of upset that we're doing the mind flayers the week before I'm going on vacation, because I'm just gonna get like so hype about that and be like, what are we? Oh, we're not doing anything the week after that, because fuck me, I'm in Florida.
Yeah.
Special guest Newton. Just because he isn't here doesn't mean that he's not here, you know? He's always up here. You got a little tadpole up in this brain space.
Special guest Newton. But yeah, that's what we'll be doing.
Speaking of tadpoles, release Baldur's Gate 3 already. God damn it. I pre-ordered that game when I got a computer a year ago. Fuck's sake. Still in beta.
Where are we going tonight?
The same place we go every night. Pinky tried to take over the world. Let's see who I've got live.
Want to go to Azrenix?
We could. Yes.
We did Throg last week.
The issue is like the majority of my list is right now playing Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Or Destiny 2.
We could go to the actual D&D dungeon. We want to go to actual Dungeons and Dragons.
No, I don't want to go to actual Dungeons and Dragons. Let's see. Is there any like D&D? I'm just gonna go see Dungeons and.
Yeah, find someone.
Let's go find some people on the interwebs. Dungeons and Dragons live channels. The aftermath. The Star Wars: The Dark Lord Strike Back started 2 minutes ago. Okay. Odyssey of the Dragon Lords. Chris Estrad, episode 20. Dungeons and Dragons. I'm just scrolling through. Someone's playing Dungeons of the Mad Mage. Sheesh. What level are they on? That's level 1. Icewind Dale Endgame. Welcome to the Underworld. The Red Opera. D&D, the campaign continues. Fucking Gatorade.
Elden Ring commercial. Fuck.
At least you got an Elden Ring commercial.
Oh, they're playing.
Sobe's playing some Phasmo.
Greetings, wayward
What are they
travelers.
playing? Can I tell by what you're playing? By
But they just started 9 minutes in.
this person's also 13 minutes in.
What do we got? What do we got?
I've got Damien F. Hi, I'm Damien. I'm a Canadian television and voice actor turned streamer. We play a ton of different games here and do
Let's
tons
go.
of different giveaways. Okay.
I heard voice actor. Over to the ending screen. There he is.
Slash raid going. It's DAMIEN F16. Damien F16. It sounds like a jet. Thanks for everybody for coming out. I'm not doing the Randy voice because it's hurt my face. There's no tune in my head. And his alerts are going crazy in my ears and it threw me all off. Rammstein, Ickville. It's so loud. Thanks, Fuzzrab. I can't. No more. I gotta mute him. Oh, that was hard. Trying to like have nonchalanty fucking tune in my head while it's
Have a great night, everybody. We love you guys. Thanks for being here. We'll see you soon. You press the button.
Guys. That's right. I gotta push the button.
Bye, switches.
Boom.